Good morning. I'd like to thank ICANN for giving the ASO the opportunity to address this meeting. The ASO is the Address Support Organization, and we sometimes refer to ourselves as the second N in the acronym ICANN. ICANN is not only names, it's also numbers, and the Address Support Organization deals with those numbers. So you might see some slides up there. The internet numbers are managed around the world by 5 regional internet registries. And when the 5 regional internet registries work together, we call ourselves the NRO, the Number Resource Organization. But when we're inside the ICANN space, we use the name ASO, the Address Support Organization. It's almost like 2 names for the same organization. It's a little more complicated than that, but if you think of ASO and NRO as 2 names for the same organization, you won't be too far wrong. So thank you, ICANN, for letting us address you. The RIRs make their policy in 10 meetings per year. There are 5 RIRs, and we each have 2 meetings. So our policy is not done inside ICANN. That's why you don't see us very much. Perhaps these 5 minutes will be the only time that you hear from the RIRs during this meeting. But we are very active throughout the year in our own venues. So everybody is welcome to come to the RIR meetings. On the screen there is a list of the next 5 meetings over the next 6 months. There'll be 1 in each of the 5 regions. I'm sure you'll be able to download these slides later to review the list. Now, what have we been working on recently? I'm so glad the IANA transition's over. That kept us busy for quite a while. This year, we've been working on the ASO review. Like the other ICANN supporting organizations, we have to have a review every 5 years. And the review is to determine whether the ASO has a continuing purpose in the ICANN structure and whether any changes are needed or desirable to improve its effectiveness, and also whether the ASO is accountable to the internet number community. So we contracted an external consulting company to perform a review. They held interviews with many people at ICANN meetings and at RIR meetings during the first half of 2017. They published a report in August 2017. ICANN has called for comments on that report. There haven't been very many comments, and the 1 or 2 that I saw seemed supportive. Right now, the status is that the NRO Executive Committee, that's essentially the heads of the 5 RIRs, is considering the recommendations in the report. And we've not yet published the results of our consideration, but we expect that the next step will be that the NRO EC publishes the results of what we think of the 18 recommendations in the report, and that will then go to community consultation before we do anything concrete about it. The Internet Technology Health Indicators is a project which came from the Office of the CTO in ICANN. They wanted to measure how well the health of the system. So is that information accurate? Is it up to date? Are there errors in various levels of systems or protocols or designs? And the regional internet registries agreed to work on the part of this that relates to internet numbers. And when I say internet numbers, we're really talking about IP addresses and autonomous system numbers. So because we work in 5 regions, we asked the registration teams in the 5 regions to look at what they thought we could do to measure the health of the system. They came up with some recommendations, and there's been a draft that's been published. I'm not going to read out the URL, but a proposal was published. You can download the slides later to see what the URL is. And we're in a call for comment. So people in our community can comment on the way we're proposing to measure the health of the numbers system. And we'll be looking at things like the accuracy of the records that we keep, and possibly the response time of the databases that we use, where you can look up those results. So we expect to discuss this during the next RIR meetings over the next few months, and possibly next year we'll start implementing. Another thing that the ASO does is to elect 2 of the ICANN board of directors, seat 9 and seat 10. And so this year we've started the process for appointing seat 9. That's a seat currently held by Ron De Silva. And we're currently in the nomination phase. So if you have people that you wish to nominate for the position of ICANN board seat 9, nominations are open. There is just one restriction, and that is the person may not come from the Asia-Pacific region, because seat 10 is occupied by Akinori Maimura, who is from that region, and we cannot have both 9 and 10 from the same region. Okay, thank you very much.